And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to Coin with Sarah. My name is Coin. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. We're looking at in this round of reads for you is going to be your one-to-one read for the month of November. One-to-one is a style of reading that I do that examines the direct relationship dynamic between person A and person B. What's going on in between these two. So as a caveat to this style of reading, first, they oftentimes get labeled as love readings, and I don't use that term because they may not always be lovely, right? I don't just talk about rain. Let me rewind. I don't just talk about sunshine and rainbows here. I also talk about rain, right? That all the weather goes together. So if we say that, oh, it has to be a love reading, that automatically insinuates the idea that it has to go in one direction or a very certain type of direction and therefore a certain type of outcome. I'm going to talk about everything that comes up. That's the first. Second, they may not always be about love, right? At times, even when we realize what's going on in the read, it could be about a friend, a family member, a coworker. Whatever is the most prevalent dynamic that's coming up is going to be what shows. So we're examining what's happening between person A, person B. Doesn't always have to be partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, however you define that. As a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as a tarot card reader, I'm never going to purposely misguide you. That's not what I do. That's not why I do what I do. I'm here to help, and I'm here to have this conversation if you're willing to tag along. So have this conversation with me, Pisces. Follow along in your read today, and yeah, let's see what the cards say. 1-to-1 in November, you're going to be on this side, and they're going to be on this. Show the cards that we need to see, please. The Pisces in the read. Oh, nice. However, cannot take because it did not hit the table. My personal policy, if it doesn't hit the table, I'm not going to use it. I know other readers shuffle and do things differently, but that's just how I roll. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. For Pisces in their read today. On this side, okay, Page of Wands, notion of base level optimism. Okay, what are we trying to stay hopeful about? On their side, well, that's so nice. Lovers, card of Gemini. Okay, so somebody wants to know what the long deal between you and them is. Is there energy consistency here? Yeah. Now, I'm not entirely sure. Because again, there seems to be at least the approach of wanting or desiring this between you and this person, Pisces. However, there's a lot of minimization on your part of saying, is it true though? Is it real? Right? I don't know where the questioning is coming from because they're absolutely adamant about it. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. So now that we have two different people on the board, let's examine the space in between. What I call fronts and backs, essentially. Fronts, what's being directly communicated, backs, what's being left out or left behind in the conversation. So as cards we need to see, please define the fronts and backs for Pisces in the read. Define fronts and backs for Pisces in the read today. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Why are we... It's almost like we're trying to walk on glass here. Why? 7 of Cups. Oh, okay. On their side? 9 of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. Well, that's a lot of fire. Let's explain. I have an odd feeling that a Pisces has a crush on somebody, and when it finally got reciprocated, they completely panicked. I'm saying this because you have two pages right here, essentially, at the playground with each other. The page of wands indicating the fire of wanting or optimism, or things can work out, like a cheerleader almost. And the page of pentacles, what's not being said is that, no, I want to give it a shot. So the seven of cups, the notion of possibility is communicated. Matching this energy over here, the nine of wands. Let's talk about the knight of wands first. Knight. The direct intentional action. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. They couldn't have been any more blunt with you. Now to the nine of wands. Do they really like me? Do they really want this? In other words, the direct communication, even if it wasn't an approach that you're used to, Pisces, it's starting to have this unintentional adverse effect, because it's like you're letting the nerves getting the best of you, and it's being interpreted on their end as, oh, well, I guess they don't really like me that much at all. Right now it's turning into exhaustion and nervousness on their end, because over here we just said, yeah, that'll be great, and no other, deeper solidified notions, right? So they directly communicated, and you like whatever's being propositioned by them. And at the same time, it's like, I'm too nervous to do anything, right? Let's let the nerves go and try to understand where they're coming from. Okay. Positions. Define each person's individual position in this read between Pisces and their party. Show us the cards we need to see, please. What is held between Pisces and their person today? Okay. Two of Wands, the notion of intentionality. We're going to stand firmly and put our feet on the ground. On their end, the Ten of Wands. Yeah, because they still want this with you. The burden of what is carried. Willing to do what it takes to make it work. Underneath it all, Page of Cups, the base level form of happiness. I guess what is somewhat concerning for me as a reader, Pisces, is that, okay, it's like you have to give yourself a pep talk just to engage with this person. But the more this person does all that work for you, which, if we're being completely honest, that is what is necessary to move you out of, this timid state that you're in. The more that person does the work, the more you almost run away from it, right? So the intentionality, you're trying to coach yourself into not running away from feelings, not running away from what I see or what I want or what I feel. And on their end, this is burning them out, right? It's a very nice feeling. They've been direct and honest with you from the jump. They want to be with you. They want something deeper with you. And then you're saying, oh, that sounds nice. And you're going to sprint off in the opposite direction. The Page of Cups, okay, happiness is still on the table. There's still something deeper to be had. And simultaneously, you can't take it for granted, right? If you keep on running away, eventually somebody is going to drop out of the race. They're not going to keep on running anymore. Okay. So now that we have two people facing each other, one towards one, vice versa. So what's happening in between? Show us the cards that we need to see, please. What is shared? Dang. Right. Fear and anxiety, the Nine of Swords, the first thing that just flew out of the deck. And it's coming from two completely different angles, just because of where you two stand right now, Pisces. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, between Pisces and the person in this read. Yeah, I'll take it. Four of Cups. I can understand why. The High Priestess, okay, trusting our gut, going with our intuition. King of Wands, the desire to do the right thing, to make everything go correctly as it should. Seven of Wands, the notion of being guarded. Oh boy. So down the middle, there is so much fear that it's becoming destabilizing to what could be a good thing between you and this person. I say this because the Nine of Swords practically flew out the deck, right? Then we have the Four of Cups coming right after it. It's creating a long-term disdain and disappointment between you and this person, right? I know you don't intend to do that, Pisces. That's very obvious. I want you to give yourself the grace to understand I am always nervous around this person. And maybe that's a sign that you like them. Just going to throw that out there. But while we feel everything is worth pursuing on the intuitive level, in the tangible level, we're still too guarded to do anything. We're not letting this person in. And they're feeling more and more that they try that they're just going to get rejected again. I know that's not the intent. It's actually the exact opposite of what you want, but your actions are showing that. And that must be stated. Your actions are repelling them when the exact thing that you want to attract is coming your way. The more they move towards you, the more you move out. Underneath it all, 10 of Wands, the burden was carried. And when we realize the reality of where we stand rather than the good feelings that we get from each other, what are we doing with this? Okay. Lastly, define the major arcana strewn across the table in this read for Pisces and their person. Define the major arcana across the table between Pisces and their person for this read. What other cards do we need to see, please? First, looking at the Lovers. Temperance, card Sagittarius. And interestingly enough, this is being recorded as we move into Sag season. That everything can change with time because I want this with you, right? This is a very pure feeling of what this person wants from and with you. Now, down the middle, there's no other, okay. Down the middle towards that High Priestess, what do we know intuitively? Hierophant. So the High Priestess and the Hierophant are in direct communication, both two of the most spiritual cards in the deck, saying, yeah, you're like this for a reason. Why, Pisces? It's challenging you to evolve. And I think, and that's what gets left out, which is why I always include that caveat in one-to-one readings, because as a tarot card reader, I oftentimes encounter people who just want the happy, butterfly effect, not butterfly effect, well, completely different concept. Feeling of butterflies in your stomach because, it's like almost an addictive feeling rather than the notion of evolution, right? True love requires evolution. And so that's what this person is approaching you with, which is why you were having to almost challenge yourself to be and do differently. Your call. But unless the actions, what's tangibly expressed, changes, neither will the situation. And in fact, it's going to go in the exact reverse effect from what you wanted. Reveal resolution. Show cards of resolution for Pisces in the read. What is held in a space of resolution for Pisces in the read today? The Tower. And either we come to a breaking point with this or it completely falls apart. 9 of Swords, the intentionality of action. What are we doing? What are we doing? Because if we do not make our decisions, one of the grand rules I always tell people when it comes to spirituality, laws of the universe, etc., if we don't make decisions will be made for us. And that's the easiest way I'm going to put it. So we can entertain the notion of, we're going to be nervous and going to be chased. It's going to be, we're going to be okay with it. This person is burning out, Pisces. Whoever you're identifying on this other side, who has been very blunt and clear with you, they're running out of steam. And so what's going on is that we either do it or it comes crashing down. We have to get over our fear. Underneath it all, the world. Either a complete opening or a complete shutting of a door. It's a very either or kind of situation with you and their person right now, Pisces. What I see across the board, essentially, as conclusion to this read, you have a person that's giving you so many butterflies, you end up flying away. And right now, the more they chase after you, at first it was like, okay, this is cute, I'm going to keep on pursuing. Now they're getting exhausted. And so what's shared down the middle, both of you definitely want each other, but the fear and all the anxiety that you have when in regards to this person, Pisces, is starting to have the adverse effect and chasing them away too. And you don't want that. So you have to stand in your feelings, right? You got to do what you got to do and either take action, that 9 of Swords, and say, no, I'm going to face my fears. I'm not going to let the anxiety take over me, or the anxiety takes over you and everything comes falling apart. It's either or right now. And yeah, I know it's hard, but staying still and keeping this dynamic that's eventually going to go sour, if it's left in its current state, that's even worse, right? That's even more difficult. So that's all I have in your read today, Pisces. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, I'm hoping the best between you and this person because they want whatever this is with you for a reason. Now we need to own up to the things that we need to do on our end to make it work out with them. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.